What's going on, guys? Literally every musician should know what this plugin is, what it does. It belongs on all kinds of different instruments. It belongs in all kinds of different projects. This is the real deal. Let's go. So the plugin that we're going to be talking about today is a plugin from Sound Toys. It's called the Decapitator. This plugin is talked everywhere in the industry. A bunch of engineers talk about it, a bunch of artists talk about it. Everybody talks about this plugin. It is such a good plugin. It adds a lot of good harmonics to your instrument, to your mix, etc. It's mostly used either on a channel or it is bust. It's not really used much on a master chain. Sometimes it could be useful, sometimes it can't. It really depends on y'all's mix. It really depends on what the sound is and what you're really shooting for. So we're going to be taking a look at it here in Plugin Doctor, and then we're going to be taking a look at the PDF file, and then we're going to go into a mix and play around with it. Alright guys, here's the Decapitator in Plugin Doctor. So right from the start, right in the default position, it looks like it's cutting off a lot of lows. It's got that little dip on the top to give your vocals some warmth. It's basically what that is like a warmth curve right there. If you're having some warmth or some shine to it, that's going to make things stand out. So let's try to play around with some of the knobs here. So it looks like we got a drive, low cut, tone, high cut, output. They even got an auto on. They have an, oh my gosh, they have an auto gain match on this plugin. That's very nice. And also they got a mix, dry, wet knob here. Let's take a look. I know there was another section here. Where is it at? Where is it? I don't know, guys. Maybe if I start playing around with it more, I'll try to find it. Maybe my eyes are just kind of like screwing up right now. I honestly don't know what's happening. Alright, so we'll just kind of get into it. Alright, so let's start out with the drive knob, because the drive knob is basically the guts of the plugin here. Ugh, dude, look at that. That's kind of weird. Okay, so let's go here. That's interesting. So that's kind of why some of the instruments do sound a little more shiny and has that texture to it. See, they're having a really good focus on the top end here. Okay, so they got, alright, so I see the dark and the bright. That's kind of cool, I guess. And it just kind of focused on the low to mids. Mainly it's, I don't know. Mainly it is lows to mid lows. And then if you put it right there, that's where it kind of shines itself. That's where it gives it, I guess that's where it gets its beef right there. That's another way of saying it. Let's see, high cut, so you can kind of get rid of that. It's getting way too shiny. Let's try this. That was steep. Seriously? That's it? Alright, let's try thump. Okay, so why is the thump much more noticeable than the steep side? Seriously? What the heck? Alright, whatever. Output, it's just more gain. It's just gain, honestly. Let's turn this on. Dear God. What in the heck is this? Let's try doing this, because let's do some of that. Let's take that out. And let's try to, okay. Oh my God. What? Oh my God. Let's do something like that. That's really crazy. Let's go back to default. Okay. There we go. Alright, so let's do that. Okay. That's odd. So it gets some shine and a little bit of darkness in there. I kind of like that. I wouldn't mind having that on my mixes. And then try to, maybe, let's I don't want to do low cut. I'm already maxed out on the output here. I guess for the most part, if we just do some of that and some of that, maybe that's where the magic lies. Okay, so here we go. I kind of like that. And then we can do a little, whoops, a little bit of that. Don't want too much. Do some of that. No, we don't want that. Let's do some tone. There we go. That actually might have some pretty cool results. What if we do punish? That's just way too much. Oh my god. And there's that one. Okay, so let's kind of look at what's going on more underneath the hood. Let's see. It doesn't look like there's too much aliasing going on right now. What if we start getting more into this? No, I can't. I mean, I guess it's okay. If you that's maxing this thing out. It's not that bad. I mean, it's adding some nice harmonics to it, I guess. What do we got here? Yeah, I mean, there's I mean, there's a couple there that could be questionable. Overall, it's a pretty well-built plugin. Oh, that's weird. Huh. I didn't think it would be like that. What about this? Oh, get out of here. Nuh-uh. Huh. Let's see. I want to check out this. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. Well, I mean, I have it maxed out right there, so let's drive it down just a little bit. And let's take this off and this off. Yeah, look at that. This thing is obviously putting in a lot of shine into your mix. I mean, you can even tell. I've tried it on a mix as well. You can tell that it adds a lot of shimmer and shine to your. It gets things warm. Let's try this out. So we got those cut off. And then let's take the bright off just a little more just to try and see if it's going to stay the same. Let's do dark. You know, I mean, it still is showing a pretty strong, steady pace with adding shine and shimmer to your mixes. I don't think there's that much else. I'm not really, there's no performance, not really much into that. So let's check out the PDF file here. Alright, Decapitator. If you guys don't want to read the PDF, just go ahead and go to the mix section, because I mean, honestly, let's all be honest with each other here. Let's be honest with ourselves and say that the PDFs are just so boring. PDFs are so boring. It's not really much about the PDFs. It's not really much about the manuals. We want to know what the sound is gonna do. So if you want to keep sticking with me here, let's keep reading, but I highly recommend going to the mix because that's where the juice is at. Alright, so the basics. Saturation. It's the essence of what makes analog hardware sound so musical and pleasing to the ears. The sound of tubes, transistors, and circuitry being pushed to their limit has long been the magic mojo behind recordings of the analog era. Saturation has been used to beef up things, thin them out, give them edge, fry them nicely, add warmth, smooth over, pull Pull elements out of the mix and create signature sounds. Let's go. From subtle to extreme. Okay, this is the reason why is more than just an approximation of analog. It has the analog feel and response to the dynamics of the audio. Well, I mean, like, the analog fields have those really bright, really saturated graph lines up in the 20K range. That's where all the warmth pretty much comes from, is just saturating the shit out of the top end. I mean, that's basically what it is. From my understanding, from what I have read, that is what makes everything warm. Let's see. Okay, so you guys can pause the video right here and kind of read into what the different styles are and how they handle the signal. Let's kind of move on here. I'll just take a second for you guys to pause it if you want to read it. Okay, I think that's good. Kind of goes more into the thump. Okay, I'm kind of interested about the thump. We'll add a few dB of low frequency boost right at the low cut frequency. This is similar to the head bump. Nice. Tone is an easy way to adjust overall color of your sound from dark to bright. Steep. Yeah, what is steep? Alters the slope of the high cut when it's off. It's very gentle. When it's on, a super steep 30 dB per octave filter is switched in. Maybe I was dialing in wrong. Maybe I was doing something wrong on Plugin Doctor. Maybe it's something that you really have to dive into in order to get that effect. 30 dB? Are you serious? Is not a guitar amp emulator, sorry. This steep setting is useful for emulating the sound of a guitar amplifier speaker cabinet. Oh, that's cool. Auto gain. There you go. See, auto gain. It's kind of nice to have sometimes. Sometimes it's not. If you're really trying to push for an effect on your mix. Oh wow, that's pretty much it. Nice, easy, and simple. I love it. All right, so let's check it out on a mix. Alright, there we go, guys. I'm so sorry. You could barely even see my face. Alright, here we go. Decapitator. Alright guys, so there you have it. I mean, overall this plugin has a really great design. The folks over at Sound Toys have done a pretty good job at building this thing. I mean, it adds quite a bit of color, quite a good amount of harmonics to whatever you put on. I love the sound of the distortion on the plugin. It sounds super natural. I mean, it's a very widely used plugin within the industry. I can see why a lot of engineers and audiophiles love this plugin, because it just has such a natural distortion to it. I love the features that it has on the plugin. I love the different selections that you can make within the plugin, where if you're not really feeling out a certain vibe, you can switch between different styles on the bottom of the plugin there. And I love the punish function. I know for sure a lot of rappers will love the punish function, because there's some songs out there where they just absolutely destroy some of their inserts to a point where it just starts wilding out. Overall, the loudness ratios are pretty nice. I love the auto gain function. You might need to dial it down just a little bit at the end there, where you can compensate for about like 3 to 4 dB depending on what you're shooting for. It adds a really good amount of shine and shimmer to the guitar there. It had as plugin doctor before. It gives it a good amount of texture, a good amount of warmth, good amount of shine to the mix, to your instruments. Yeah, honestly, this is a really nice plugin. Sound Toys goes on sale a lot of the times throughout the year. I think their packages, last I remember, was like $199. You can get everything for $199. I'd honestly go and buy Sound Toys bundle. They have some strong plugins out there. They're a very good company, very well repped company. Customer service is awesome over there. The only thing that makes me want to question this plugin is the dynamics. When I ran it through Dynameter, it was squashing the shit out of that signal, and I was just like, oh my god, this is getting a little too much. I think I'm going way off the deep end here. So you just kind of have to be careful with how much you drive that signal through it just depends on how hard you drive that signal through Decapitator. Make sure you watch what you're doing with your dynamics when you're doing that kind of stuff, because you can really lose a lot of stuff when you're pushing it too hard. Otherwise, that's it, guys. This plugin is great. Go out and get it. I ran as many tests as I could through it, and overall I give it a 89 out of 100. I go and buy this thing. It's a very trustworthy company, very good plugin. It takes you from your most, it exaggerates and it smooths things out. So it's a pretty solid plugin. I must say. I mean, it's a very easy to use plugin. There's not a lot of fluff in the plugin. There's not too many advanced terminologies that you have to look up and go into. They built the manual very well. It's easy to use. Honestly, this plugin is good to go when you first plug it into a mix. Whereas there's some plugins out there where it's just like, oh my god, I gotta read the manual and like go through all this stuff and learn all this, and it's just stressful. You wanna, as engineers, we want to be able to have stuff simplified because we have a lot on our plate. We have too much to do, and we do not have much time to read a giant manual. Yeah, check out the channel, guys. If you want to contact me about stuff in the industry, go to Cavio.net, subscribe to the channel, and most of all, stay safe out there. Shit is crazy. Stay safe out there, for God's sakes. Oh my gosh.